So hey guys, welcome back to my channel and the fascinating gateway of knowledge, Case Freak. This is my second video, so if you didn't watch the first video, here is a link coming on the I button above, so go and watch that video after this video. So let's come to the topic. Today I am gonna be discussing about the growth of e-commerce or the evolution of e-commerce in India. This video is gonna be divided into 5 parts. Mainly, in part 1 we are going to see the introduction of e-commerce in India. In part 2 we are gonna be discussing about the evolution of e-commerce in India. In part 3, key challenges faced by e-commerce industry in India. In part 4, future of e-commerce in India. And in the part 5, which is the last part, conclusion and recommendations to the Indian e-commerce industry. You can skip to the time frames mentioned in the description, but I recommend you to watch the whole video till the end. So yeah, let's begin. So let's come to the first part of the video, that is introduction of e-commerce in India. So back in the days when internet was introduced in India in 1995, the first wave of e-commerce started soon thereafter. Early e-commerce entrepreneurs in India used the internet as an effective medium for facilitating the matrimonial alliances, travel related transactions and recruitment process. At about the same time, it got its start in the US in an accelerated manner. That means US was quite ahead of India in the sense of e-commerce technology. The most common users were business to business, that is B2B users, such as micro and small enterprises who lacked the requisite financial resources to market their product and services to potential clients through traditional media such as newspapers and television. India's first online B2B directory was launched in 1996. When we think of e-commerce, the first thing comes in our mind is Amazon and Flipkart. In simple sense, e-commerce means buying and selling on internet. The definition of e-commerce in the modern times implies that a transaction is termed as electronic commerce if it typically uses the World Wide Web at least at any point in the transaction's life cycle. According to the definition of UK government, e-commerce is the exchange of information across electronic network at any stage in the supply chain, whether within an organizations, between businesses and consumer, or between the public and private sector, whether paid or unpaid. Another definition is given by AMA, that is electronic commerce refers to the wide range of online business activities for products and services, but the government of India defines e-commerce as the buying and selling of goods and services including digital product over the digital and electronic network. This definition signifies that electronic commerce is not solely restricted to actual buying and selling of products, but also includes pre-sale and post-sale activities across the supply chain. Since e-commerce is a brand new science, it is not at all surprising that there are various definitions about it. So this brings us to the second part of the video, that is the evolution of e-commerce in India. So e-commerce in India has its existence in India since last 15 years. It was only a topic for discussion in India until in 1999, Rediff.com added India's first online shopping platform to its portal, followed by the launch of Buzzy.com in 2000, and the journey of e-commerce begins. Let's look after the timeline of e-commerce in India. So in 1999, Rediff.com added online shopping to its portal. In 2000, Buzzy.com was launched, which has the good response from the Indian customer. In 2004, it was actually acquired by eBay. In 2002, the Indian government launched IRCTC, an online passenger reservation system. In 2003, airlines in India followed the Indian Railways and introduced the online air ticket booking system. In 2005, MakeMyTrip.com started its operation in India by providing online flight ticket to travel, and then after extended in holiday packages and hotel booking. Just like MakeMyTrip.com, in 2006, Yatra.com also launched to provide online flight ticket booking services. In 2007, BookMyShow entered the game and became the largest entertainment ticketing website in India. At the same time, business to consumer, that is B2C based e-commerce, started in India by the introduction of Flipkart.com with its discount model. In 2009, Myntra.com was launched, it selling the retail, fashion and lifestyle products to Indian customer. In 2010, it was time for Snapdeal to come in India, start its daily deals platform, which became the e-commerce company via marketplace model. Actually, Snapdeal is an Indian company only. In 2011, BuildABazaar.com created a platform that is the e-platform for small Indian seller by providing the self-service portal where a user can create an e-store and upload product catalog, customize the site and sell their product. In 2012, an Indian fashion and lifestyle portal Jabong.com was launched. In 2013, Amazon.in was finally launched in India and started the electronic and extend with the fashion, beauty, home, essential and healthcare categories in India. In 2014, Flipkart.com finally acquired Myntra.com in an estimated cost of rupees 2000 crore. So, this was the timeline for growth of e-commerce industry in India. It was expected that India's GDP could increase in the year 2020, but due to the current coronavirus pandemic had adverse effect on economies of the various countries including India. Even though total e-commerce in India accounts only 2% of the total spending on retail, e-commerce is becoming the key factor to create the new market which was previously unreachable. There are significant infrastructural changes happening in the Indian economy with respect to the rapid adoption of advanced technologies that supports the growth of e-commerce. Technological adoption in India is high, especially in smartphone segment due to affordable and easy to use features. India became the second largest country after China for smartphone penetration with over 220 million users in 2016. Moreover, during the same time, internet penetration is also significantly rising with the number of internet users as of 354 million of September 2015. In addition to this, there is a shift in mobile usage from voice to data. Mobile internet spend has risen from 54% to 65% from 2014 to 2015. This is due to the availability of high-speed 3G and 4G data internet connectivity at affordable prices, which has led to an increase in transactions done via mobile. Further, India's rank for ease of doing business went up by 4, from the rank 134 to rank 130 in just 1 year. India ranks 39th among 138 countries on Global Competitiveness Index, has jumped by 16 ranks from 55th rank in 2015, which indeed a significant improvement for India, and that is because of the improved regulatory framework that creating a conducive business friendly environment. These factors are going to have the positive impact on foreign investment in India. Let's look after the e-commerce in India and its future predictions. So as you can see a table on the screen, it is showing India e-commerce only B2C. B2C means business to consumer, and it is showing the past condition 2015 and the current condition. What is the prediction, what is going to happen in this year, that is 2020. So total e-commerce size, which was 16 billion US dollars in 2015, but in currently it is going to become 101.9 billion US dollars. I don't know what is going to happen in the future, because due to this coronavirus and everything, it can also be, the prediction can also be fake and something we can say. Online shoppers as percent of Indian internet users. So in 2015 it was 11%, and in 2020 it rises to only 36%. Actually it's very less. Number of online shoppers in India, this is actually the main point. In 2015 it was 39 million people, and in 2020, which is the current year, there are almost 220 million people doing online shopping daily in India. So the last point, average spend per online shopper in India. So in 2015 people almost spent 247 US dollars almost for per shopping, but in the current condition 2020 people almost spend 464 US dollars mainly on per online shopping. So B2B, B2C and C2C and omni-channel retailer models currently exist, and emerging e-commerce models in India. Basically B2C further can be classified as marketplace model, investor-led model and aggregator model. So vertical specific e-commerce companies are also emerging in traveling, such as MakeMyTrip.com, ClearTrip, GoIbibo, Yatra.com. Fashion websites such as Jabong.com, Myntra, LimeRoad, Club Factory. Real estate companies such as Magic Bricks, 99 Acres, Housing.com, furniture companies such as Pepperfry, Godrej, Urban Ladder, education companies such as Unacademy, Vedantu, Purple, Udemy, online food and grocery websites such as Zomato, Swiggy, Foodpanda, Big Basket and Growers, and online entertainment or OTT platforms such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, View and ZEE5. E-commerce aggregators digitizing several offline services and creating a convenient ecosystem and online platform in the area of health, laundry, entertainment and truck booking. Online aggregators, besides providing the comparison of price and features across service providers, are also connecting buyers directly with sellers, thus reducing costs to consumers by obviating middlemen. So this brings us to the third part of the video, that is key challenges of e-commerce industries in India. So the e-commerce industry is enjoying the aspects which we discussed in the previous parts, that is boosting the growth and acceptance of e-commerce in India. However, there are many challenges encountered by the e-commerce companies in India. These challenges are mainly related to infrastructural support, customer acquisition, satisfaction and loyalty, government policies and legal framework, and scaling and profitability of organization, etc. So here is the list of key challenges faced by e-commerce companies in India, such as cash on delivery as a mode of payment, that is customers' preference for COD, cash on delivery increases chance of return and results in locking up of working capital for both the platform and the sellers. The second is network and bandwidth dependency. Access to e-commerce platform through desktops, mobiles and other devices are dependent on the network bandwidth. And the third is merchants' lack of online experience. Small merchants are uncomfortable and unfamiliar with technology and need to be trained on the use of e-commerce technology. The fourth point is digital payment transaction failure. Due to the lack of high-speed bandwidth and the efficiencies in the payment gateway technology, the e-commerce industry is facing the high transaction failures rate, leading to the customer dissonance. Depending on the telecommunication operators by rural penetration navigating the procurement process of companies, that is e-commerce companies who want to expand into tier 2 and tier 3 cities are dependent on the telecommunication operators to roll out 3G 4G into such areas for connectivity. Lack of customer loyalty. Currently customers are mainly attracted to through discounts and very little brand loyalty. Customers easily and frequently switch among platforms based on best discounts offered by them. High cost of customer acquisition, intense competition and heavy discounting have resulted from customer acquisition and retention costly for e-commerce companies. Scaling and profitability of organizations, that are B2C e-commerce companies have raised and infused capital from the investor to scale operations. However, from a profitability perspective, the losses have grown faster than sales. Majority of the companies rely on discounting from the customer acquisition, leading to an absence of long-term sustainable business models. Tax framework. Due to the absence of uniform tax structure, states have adopted the different tax frameworks and interstate goods movement is a challenge. It is not only increases operational and compliance costs but also delays timely delivery of goods. Security and counterfeit products and services, which is the last point of the whole table. So there is an increased incident of cyber thefts and payment thefts in the industry today. Additionally, the supply of fake counterfeit products by the merchants on the platform is on rise. So this brings us to the fourth part of the video, that is the future of e-commerce in India. So the future of e-commerce in India is bright and fascinating globally as well as in Asia. Same case with India, where the total B2C sales are $24.61 billion in 2016 and projected to reach $68.47 billion by 2020, which will be still only 4.8% of total retail sales. India is the third largest country in terms of having the number of digital buyers, that is 112.7 million in 2016, which is likely to reach 239.7 million by 2019, which will be still only the 24.3% of the total population in 2020. So let's come to the last part of the video, that is the conclusion and recommendations to the Indian e-commerce industry. So Indian e-commerce industry is in the growth stage and showing tremendous potential. E-commerce begins its journey in 1999 and today in 2016 it becomes the fastest growing industry in India. The higher rate of internet and smartphone penetration available for 3G and 4G connectivity and improvement of doing business ranks of India further promotes investment in e-commerce industry in India. Presently in India, inventory-led and marketplace are the two models of B2C e-commerce business. Apart from the B2B, C2C and omni-channel retailers are also growing. Vertical specific e-commerce models and online aggregators models of e-commerce is also emerging. The growth that has been seen by the e-commerce industry is accountable to significant changes happening in the Indian economy, which supports the growth of e-commerce in India. These changes include the government policies development and initiatives like Digital India, Startup India, Innovation Fund, Skill India, Make in India, Goods and Service Tax, etc. Internet and smartphone penetration, new digital payment solutions, logistics supports are acting as a key driver for the growth of e-commerce industry. So, if you like this video, just hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell icon to watch all my videos on time, and comment down below as YouTube algorithm pushes the video with a good number of comments. So stay home, stay safe, and see you in the next video. So goodbye and see you later.